Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to do what we always do. We're going to talk about people and their passions. We have a young lady whose passion is to help make Putnam and Westchester a little more beautiful than it is and safer. My name is Vin DeQuino. Her name is Maria Quezada from Six Diamonds Tree Service. Maria, welcome.
Thank you.
I am impressed with what you do. You have great passion for the work you do in both counties, Putnam and Westchester. Talk to me a little about Six Diamonds Tree Service. How in the world did you get involved in all of this? And what is it exactly that you do?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And of course, I'm going to share a little bit about myself.
Okay.
When I was a little girl, I hate to see trees close to our house, and I always have something to cut it down because I thought that if the trees were close to the house, animals in the nighttime will come and then make noises. So I always check around my house and cut it small weeds because I didn't like them to grow up so close to the house. And then all of a sudden, years later, I met my husband, whose name is Maria Quezada, and he grew up in a country, and he loves to.
Now, what country was that?
Well, he is from Ecuador, and I am from Guatemala.
Oh, okay.
And we both met in Brewster.
Oh,
Yes,
there you
actually,
go.
29 years ago.
Wow. How long?
29 years.
29 years ago.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
And you met in Brewster.
Yes.
And you both had the same awareness of trees.
Yes, it was funny, and weird because he loves to, when he was back home, he loves to sell firewood.
Ah.
Yes, he used to cut trees, in his country and sell the firewood. And then when we get together here, we meet and then we got married, and then we have a lot in common. Like number one was the trees.
Yeah, and number two is 6 children.
And number two is 6 children, yes.
That's a lot in common.
Yes. So, yeah, and, we have 6 children, like you mentioned it.
Yeah.
And that's why our business is called Six Diamonds Tree Service and Landscaping.
Oh, the 6 diamonds are the 6 children?
Correct.
Oh,
Yes.
That's very interesting. I didn't even know that. Oh, yeah, and I bet they are 6 diamonds too.
Yes, they are.
So you have a passion for taking care of trees. Now, people would say, so your guest today is a person who cuts trees? That's a passion? And one of the things I got from talking with you is that not only are you aware of the need to make things look better, but there's a safety issue with trees
Yes.
that you are very concerned about.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Well, like I mentioned, remember my story,
Yep.
right? One of the biggest issues that we have in our population, I can say, and some homeowners don't know, is that if a tree grows close to their homes,
Right.
it can be danger to their
Yeah.
families. It can be also danger to their houses or to their garage or to their driveway.
Yeah.
It,
And their cars, boy, you've got a story to tell us about that.
yes, I actually have a very impressionant story. Like probably 8 years ago, we had a big snowstorm. And all of a sudden, about midnight, I heard a big sound outside my house. And then I was wondering what happened, but I didn't thought that what really
Yeah.
happened. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, my husband get up to, going to snow plowing, and the big tree was on top of his truck.
Wow.
And it was a brand new truck.
Oh, no. And it
Yes.
wiped out the truck.
So he has to cut down the tree,
Yeah.
and then thank God he was able to work that
Yeah.
night, that morning, and help, the other people who were waiting for him to snow plow in their driveways. But that cost us like $30,000 to fix
Wow.
that truck.
Wow.
So that's why, my recommendation to the community is to check around their homes and
Yeah.
to take, to see if it's any danger trees,
Yep.
just,
And I like what you said to me about homeowners having to understand that you don't mess around with trees. Trees can be very dangerous. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could get killed.
Yeah.
Falling off a tree, trying to cut a tree down with your own saw could be dangerous. Climbing it, having branches fall on you. Another thing you mentioned to me was, doesn't matter what service you go to, whether it's Six Diamonds or wherever, trees can be dangerous.
Yes.
And you need to take care of them. More importantly, make sure that the people you hire know what they're doing.
Exactly.
So you mentioned the fact that you are certified to do
Yes.
what you're doing,
Yes.
and that good tree people need to be trained
Yes.
on how to do it correctly.
Yes.
The average homeowner has no business climbing a 500-foot tree, trying to cut it down on their own property.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about safety. Now, your people are trained to do what they do.
Yes, actually, our climber has 18 years of experience.
That's good.
Yes, and the people who work in the ground,
Yep.
they have to be trained as well before we
Yeah.
put them to work in there, because it's danger work.
My son now works for a survey company, but he was a tree man. He was a groundsman for a few years. And we were always nervous. Every time he went to work, we were nervous because it's dangerous. You never know what way a tree will fall,
Yes.
and unless you know how to cut it, how to take care of it. He was a great groundsman, and the company loved him because he knew what he was doing. That climber is at risk every time he or she climbs that tree.
Yes.
So it's dangerous. So they're trained to do what they have to do. You also, and I'm impressed, take pride in what a property looks like when you're done. People don't realize that not only taking a tree down, taking a tree away, and doing everything that has to be done after the job. And you all work on that as well.
Yes, we actually cut down the tree. We also take everything with us. We cut down in pieces, take it with us, and if the homeowner wants stump grinding, the whole thing, we leave like we never been there.
Yeah.
That's how we.
That's the way it has to be, because some of those things could be dangerous.
Yes.
And leaving, as I say, when people try to do jobs themselves, sometimes they leave the branches and things around. People can trip over them and fall over them. It could be dangerous.
Yes.
So your job is not something to take lightly. It's something that you have to be careful about. So one of the reasons you're here is to warn homeowners that tree cutting and tree removal is not anything for amateurs. You need a professional. And again, it doesn't matter what professional you choose, you need to get somebody who knows what they're doing. Another issue we haven't even mentioned yet that you have is electric wires.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure you've run into situations with electric wires and
Yes, actually, when it's wires in the middle of the trees, it's very, very challenged and dangerous.
homeowners should not be messing with that.
Exactly, and unfortunately, not everyone is aware of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we have a good crew of people who knows what they do and be trained, like we said
Yeah.
before. and we have a bucket truck that, you know, we can go up there, and we have, you know, our ways to be able to help out.
You know, you mentioned bucket truck. I've seen homeowners on ladders that they put on these tall trees, and they're climbing up these ladders with chainsaws,
Which is very dangerous.
which is dangerous already, and they're trying to cut branches. They're up there. If that branch hits the ladder or hits them or hits the saw, they could be killed.
Yes.
So one of your messages to us today, and I think it's an important message, is that trees are not something to be messing around with.
No, not at all.
No, it's a tough business. So let's go back. You and your husband met, and there was a point when you said, "Hey, let's go into the tree business."
No, actually, we start as a manual lawn care and landscaping. So we start cutting down lawn mowing, you know, do lawn mowings to
Oh, okay. So you started slowly.
yeah, we start in here in Carmel, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Wow.
and it's been a long time.
Yeah, and it was landscape. So you used to do everything. You cut lawns, trim hedges.
Yes.
And now, do you do mostly trees?
Yes, we actually, my husband went to school, you know, to learn the different ways how to cut down a tree with a majority of safety.
Is there like a local school or something you go to for that?
Yes, you
Really?
actually, BOSES give those kind of,
Oh, BOSES.
yes,
Oh, great.
trainings.
BOSES
And
is amazing.
also-
The things that they teach people to do is just amazing.
yes, and also is another company that are going all over the places, all over the world, I can say.
Yeah.
And they train, they have their like workshops, and they train people how to climb. And
Now,
all
is that like on-the-job training? Do they actually take them out and show them how to cut trees? And
Yes,
do
not BOSES, though. BOSES is more,
landscape?
yes. But for the other company, which I'm talking about, the one that goes to different places, different states,
wow.
they come to New Jersey, they come to New York. They go
that's
all over the place.
Specializes in
In
tree
tree
cutting.
cutting,
To
yes.
tell you exactly how a tree should be cut,
Yeah, how to climb.
how to climb.
Yes.
Now, climbers, that's a specialty, right?
Yes.
I mean, I know when my son was working for a tree company, a climber is a climber and a groundsman is a groundsman.
Mm-hmm.
Both are important, but in different ways. So now you have, this is a photo of Manuel.
Yes, actually, he's here cutting down. He already cut down this tree.
So now he's cutting it up.
Yes.
Now that's a big tree. If a tree like that ever hit a car, same thing would happen when it hit your truck. It's going to wipe it out.
It's not going to be good, you know. We have to.
I also notice what's on his head. You don't cut a tree without goggles and a helmet.
Correct.
And I see it all the time. I go by homeowners and I watch them thinking, oh, I can handle this. No helmet, no goggles, chainsaw, and it's dangerous. People have been killed that way.
Yes. So over here we have when we do
Oh, chippers.
stump grinding.
Yeah. Oh, this is the stump grind.
Yes.
So not only do you remove the tree, you remove the stump.
Correct. Yes.
That's important.
So we do from the top to the bottom, basically.
Yeah, you get it from top to the bottom.
Yeah, so over here, I'm going to show you when one of our guys is up there and cut it down piece by piece.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, it isn't done. You don't just go to the bottom of the tree and cut.
No.
And let the tree. You have to take branch by branch.
Correct.
So there is a method to doing it correctly.
Yes.
So
You really
homeowners, don't try this at home. It's dangerous. And that's Maria's message to us today, that you have to watch. Now that looks scary right there. Oh my goodness. You have someone right there on that branch and on that tree.
Yeah, actually, this one, the branch looks small in the picture, but it was
Yeah,
big
but
branch.
it's really a big one.
Yeah, and
That
it
looks
was
scary right there.
Yeah.
And I noticed that ropes play an important part. I know my son, as a groundsman, had to know how to maneuver and use those ropes. It was very important that he did it correctly.
Yes. Actually, in the last picture that I show you is it was a branch that was hanging to their driveway, and it was dangerous for their cars. So they want to trim that tree for, take it away
Yeah.
the danger of that branch come down on top of the car.
Yeah, on top of the car and on top of wires. It's dangerous. So, does the taking down of a tree require a big crew? I mean, do you send out 5 people, 3 people, 2 people?
All depends. All depends how big is the tree.
Right.
Yeah, we have a crew of 6 guys.
6 guys.
Yes. So, but
6 trained guys.
Yes.
Now, of those 6 guys, are there like 2 groundsmen, 2 climbers, 2?
We have 2 climbers and we have the rest on the ground.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, that the grounds people are very important. People don't realize. My son said to me, Dad, you got to understand that I'm under branches
Yes.
and trees, and we don't know where that tree is going to fall. Now, we're trained to make the tree fall a certain way, but if the cut is even a tiny bit off, that tree could go the other way.
Yep, and can mess it up.
And it can be messed up. So you don't play with trees. They're older than you are. Some of these trees are 200 years old.
Yeah. Yes.
And it could be very dangerous.
Yeah.
So you have climbers. And now, do the climbers go to the same school as groundsmen? Is it?
No.
Oh, really?
No,
Wow.
because you know what? The people who climbs,
Yep.
they have to learn different techniques than the ones on the ground. The ones on the ground is more easy to train them because it's only safety. It's all about safety.
Yeah, it's all about safety.
Yeah.
That's important to know.
and they
so,
have to be
so
aware.
these homeowners who go out alone without someone below them are making a dangerous mistake.
Yes.
And again, it doesn't matter what tree company you go to. Try to deal with a professional when it comes to a tree.
Yeah,
It's not something to mess around with.
Right. I really recommend to everyone, every homeowner who's going to hire whatever company they hire to be aware that that company have license and insured. Because if they don't have insured,
Anything can happen. They can end up losing everything.
Yes, they can be sued, and
Yeah.
they can be in big problems.
And another issue for homeowners is that when you're going to look for a new home and you're going to buy a home, take note of the trees around the house you're buying, because that can be an added expense. You could
Exactly.
be talking thousands of dollars
Yes.
added to the cost of the house. And people don't even think about that.
Right.
And they go, oh, I can afford this house. But they look around and there's these 200-year-old trees surrounding the house. Those have got to be cleared.
Yeah, let me tell you, it is out there. They have beautiful trees. We
Yeah.
don't cut down all the trees because they are old or they are
Yeah.
whatever. We cut them when they are danger to the house.
That's such a great point.
That's it.
That you're not out there just to make money. You're out there to protect the homeowner.
Yes, and their loved ones.
Yeah. And the same thing with trees. Trees have been there years. We have no right to simply cut them down just because they're there. There has to be a reason. And
Exactly.
generally the reason is a reason of safety.
Yes, that's all.
And that does make sense.
And and if somebody said, oh, you know what, that tree is attached to me and they don't want to cut it, but it's danger to
Yeah.
their homes, what we recommend is like buy another tree and we can plant it for you, because we
Wow,
plant
really?
also.
Is that right?
Yes.
So if they're very attached to the tree, you'll plant the tree in its place for them.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, because I understand that,
That
some
people
trees
get attached.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially, people do. They grow up next to trees. They're kids. I mean, I have trees on my property that I planted with my children.
You see?
Yeah, and we planted it, and now I have evergreen trees that are 20 feet high, and they were little saplings
Yeah.
when we planted them. So we feel attached to those too.
Exactly.
But again, the man across the street had a evergreen, same situation. When he planted it, you know what he forgot? That there were electric wires above it.
Oh.
As the years went by, the tree grew right into the wires.
Oh, wow.
And whether he liked it or not, they had to take it down.
Well, but let me tell you a tip.
Okay?
If you plant a tree
Yep.
underneath of the wires,
Right.
you have to tap it every year for that tree don't go up high, but go on
So
the
it'll
side.
go wider
Yes.
instead of taller.
Correct. So, but some
makes
people
sense.
don't know that neither.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Now, that brings up another question. The kinds of trees. I imagine things are different for certain kinds of trees. I mean, some trees are hardy and they can go for years. Others are fast-growing trees. There's some trees that it amazes me. People plant them, 5 years later, the tree is 20 feet tall.
right.
So some trees grow taller than others. Are there any trees that are like more dangerous than others, or?
Yes, yes. Some trees are because they're weak.
Yeah, so you consider that. So when you go to
Yes.
the homeowner and you say, look, I know the tree is not as tall as some of the other ones that are dangerous, but this particular tree is a weaker kind of tree. So it won't last as long. So that's important. Now, are you also trained in whether a tree is alive or dead?
My husband does that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because that's another important thing. I've seen people say, yeah, but look, that tree's been around for years. Yeah, but look at it. The leaves are falling off. There's holes in it. This tree is hollow inside. So there's a lot of things to know. You need to be educated. A tree isn't just a tree. There's different kinds of trees. There's different kinds of dangers that trees present.
Yes.
That's your job.
Yep.
And that's why homeowners need to deal with professionals.
Yes.
Whomever.
It doesn't matter.
Professional is a professional, licensed and trained.
Yeah. And insured.
Yep. So that's good to know. Maria, we're getting closer and time is running. What else would you like to say to the homeowner so that we can drive that message across that what you do is not only to make Putnam and Westchester prettier, but safer?
Well, one of the biggest message I can say is go around your properties and check if everything is good. I'm talking about safety right now,
Yep.
right? If you see that any tree is close to your home, remember that however the branches grow in the top, the roots grow in the bottom.
Right.
So it's going to ruin their homes if the roots are growing under there.
Yeah. Oh, so what you're saying is not only should we worry about what we see,
No.
we have to worry about what we don't see.
Correct.
Roots. I know just recently someone told me I planted a weeping willow, and they said, be careful. Don't plant it near the well. Don't plant it near your septic. It's going to the roots seek water.
Yes.
And I've heard of cases where the roots have actually torn through the pipes underneath the ground.
And not just that, but sometimes it can ruin your foundation of your house.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Go right into the foundation of the
Yes,
house.
and
wow.
can lift it up the house.
So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to know about. Let me ask you something. Does Six Diamonds, if someone were to call Six Diamonds and say, hey, I don't know if my trees are in danger. Would you come and at least look at them? Do you do that?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. You'll
Yes.
go and you just say, look, that one's actually okay. That one's not okay.
Yes.
So you'll give them an idea of what to look for.
Yes.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. I think what you do is important to the community. That's why you're here. I wanted to be sure that you came here not to sell a service, but
not
to
at all.
warn people
Yes.
that cutting trees is not for amateurs. Protect yourself.
Yes.
Protect yourself from your trees and from your own stupidity.
Yeah.
Don't get a saw. Just because you own one doesn't mean you have the right to risk your life by climbing to the top of it. It is a skilled business.
Yes.
Protect your property, protect your family, protect yourself.
Correct.
Maria, I can't thank you enough for sharing your passion for what you do, for understanding that community members do need professional people to help them in all ways, not only trees, mental health, physical health. We need each other. It's about community service.
Yes.
Well, in this last minute, I want to say to you, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I know Manuel had an emergency today.
Yes,
I would have loved to have had him here, but he's out saving somebody, helping somebody,
Yes.
doing what he has to do. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here. Remember, passion, community, working together. We are one. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
A pleasure.